Hey viewers, welcome back to the MattVidPro AI channel, which is apparently hosted on the surface of the sun. Listen, I know the sun in the background is pretty annoying. I'm working on getting that fixed. Now, obviously, ChatGPT is the best chat AI model out there right now. It's powered by OpenAI's GPT-4, and it can do so many things. It can code, it can write you lists. With plugins soon, it's going to be able to search the internet, which is pretty awesome. However, there is one drawback to ChatGPT, and that is the fact that it is closed source. And I don't know if OpenAI is ever going to make their language models open sourced. Let's go over a quick definition here of open sourced. It refers to something people can modify and share because its design is publicly accessible. So this means that if we had a version of ChatGPT that was open source, people could add modifications to it to make it do all kinds of things. Essentially, when open source happens, the possibilities truly become endless. And we actually saw that with Stable Diffusion. Where, as exampled right here, we have a bunch of these fine-tuned Stable Diffusion models that can do specific image generation tasks way better than base Stable Diffusion. This fine-tuned Stable Diffusion model is going to take any text prompt we put into this AI image generator and actually make it look like it's made of food. Now, if we have an open source AI language model similar to ChatGPT, you can imagine all of the different possibilities. I mean, who knows what people could develop with this technology? So this is OpenAssistant. It is a project that is meant to give everyone access to a great chat-based large language model. So again, this is like free open source ChatGPT. So they believe by doing this, they are going to create a revolution and innovation in language models, very similar to what Stability AI did with Stable Diffusion, which really kickstarted the whole AI image generation movement when you think about it. And you can try it for completely free, and we're going to be putting this thing to the test today. It's not as good as ChatGPT, I can tell you that right off the bat, but it's very, very good for being completely free and open source, which gets me excited because I love new AI technology, especially AI technology that is available to everybody. Once you log in, you can start taking on different tasks, and we'll get into that. That's sort of how they're training this large language model with the community. You submit, rank, and label model prompts to directly help in improving the capabilities of this open source free assistant. And also another big thing here is that a lot of people love to run their models locally. My computer isn't really powerful enough to run this model locally, but if you do have a very powerful computer, it is possible to run it locally. As you can see, they are not going to stop at replicating ChatGPT, but that is the goal, to replicate ChatGPT. They want to literally build the assistant of the future, not only able to write email and cover letters, but do meaningful work, use APIs, dynamically research information, and much, much more. Essentially, an AGI project is how you can think of this thing. The ability to be personalized and extended by anyone. This is cyborg level stuff here, where it's going to be an extension of you, your own personal AI assistant, or your own personal AI extension of yourself. And again, they want to do it in a way that is open and accessible, which means not only to build a great assistant, but also make it small and efficient enough to run on consumer hardware. Obviously, this is not really where they're at just yet, and hardware is going to get better in the future. I also wanted to bring you guys to their FAQ page really quick here, because I honestly really like a lot of these questions, and I think you guys are going to have a lot of the same questions. The project is currently in its early stages of development. That's how far along it is. They've candid, supervised, fine-tuning models using both Pythia and LLAMA, and both of these we can try. You will be able to download all of the data from the Hugging Face account once it's released on April 15th. You can use it for commercial use at the moment, which is really good to see. So it's also really nice to see that we have a familiar face that is organizing this. It's organized by Leon, and it's pretty much just developed by volunteers. Guys, when we get to the data collection part of this, I'm going to go over this FAQ as well, because I think it's very, very important. Alright viewers, welcome to the OpenAssistant dashboard. When you log in with either a Google or a Discord account, this is where you will be brought. So as you can see, the grabbing a task, this is helping to train the model. But to actually chat with the assistant, it's going to be over down on the chat section of this dashboard. As you can see, I've done 2 chats so far. You can also see statistics for the entirety of the model, so I love how open they are about training and everything like that. And they also have a leaderboard for contributing to the actual project. So this is a pretty cool way, trying to get yourself up on the leaderboard maybe on helping them. So let's create a new chat with OpenAssistant. And by the way, guys, they do have settings where you're actually able to change all of these around if you want and really mess with it, see if you can get it a little bit better. I'm just going to stick with this basic preset. All right, our first little prompt here. Hello, how's it going today? Hi there, how are you doing today? Is there anything I can help you with, or would you just like to talk and chat and hang out for a bit? Either way, I'm here for you and happy to listen and talk with you, smiley face. So this thing's already starting out kind of nice, kind of giving me Bing vibes, you know? How has your day been so far? As a language model, my day is going well so far. The servers are up and running smoothly, and I'm ready to assist you with any questions or conversations you have for me. How about yourself? What has your day been like thus far? As you can see, we're already seeing some stark contrasts to something like ChatGPT. I'm not sure ChatGPT would ever ask us how our day has been so far. My day has been good so far, thank you for asking. Also, Smile, you're on camera for a YouTube video. Thanks for the tip. Who is the YouTube personality that you are creating content for, and do they have a name for their channel yet? Kind of a weird question. No, it's just me. No, it's just me, MattVidPro AI. I'm just making a video about you. As you can see, it's already trying to be a little bit helpful, which does remind me of something like ChatGPT, where it's saying what else should be included in this video about myself, and when will this great piece of art be published? That's kind of funny. Well, the video is going to be published today. Are you familiar with the channel MattVidPro AI? Yes, but as an artificial intelligence myself, I don't necessarily keep track of other YouTubers. By the way, guys, this thing now thinks that I am an AI just because I'm called MattVidPro AI. Just because of this little myself, I can tell that. And it also said that it's familiar with us, but I don't think that it is. What is your favorite MattVidPro AI video? And it's doing the thing where it's inappropriate for them to play favorites because they are an AI model. Again, it's not able to pick up on the context that it's talking to me, and as you can see, it's already starting to hallucinate things about my YouTube channel, saying, if you would like to see some examples of his work, I might be able to suggest a few options based on the algorithms he uses in his videos. Sure, recommend an algorithm to me, although I don't have algorithms. See, I never made a video called How to Start Weighted Semi-Supervised Learning Tutorial with Spiderweb Duet. That's a complete hallucination. And by the way, if we say that this information is wrong, in my experience, this thing is now going to gaslight us into trying to believe that it's real. I don't see that video on his channel. Although you can see that it actually does have some information about my channel. The user must log in to view restricted content such as Minecraft videos before using YouTube. And then it gives us a link to YouTube restricted mode. Against our privacy policies for minors under 18 to communicate with on this platform due to COPPA compliance. And then it goes off to talk about COPPA, and it's talking about the YouTube terms of service and all of this other stuff. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on with this right now, but it really is just relaying YouTube's COPPA information. I can't figure out whether or not this thing has access to the internet. My personal thought here is that no, it doesn't have internet access, but somehow it is just relaying information from its database about COPPA stuff. So we'll just respond like a normal human here and say, what? But yeah, this thing definitely knew that I used to make Minecraft videos, so that's somewhere recorded in its database. Why did you send me all that COPPA stuff? And see, now it's hallucinating even further, saying you asked me about this specific video. This video never existed. It is even completely different to the previous video that it hallucinated about. So somehow it knows about my YouTube channel, and in its database it still thinks that I make Minecraft videos, so it's trying to combine the idea that I now make AI videos with the Minecraft videos. So this is all just hallucination. And everything it's saying here is very well spoken, I must say, so it's really got the linguistic side of things down quite well. But it's just all hallucinating things that don't exist, and it's not able to understand the context of the situation very well at all. It's hallucinating the context of the situation. Therefore, since you asked me explicitly about how the model works in detail, which never happened, I never did that, YouTube flagged me to inform you that the video has some potentially ethical gray areas, such as the discussion of pre-training language models based on social media datasets. So yeah, you can see a simple discussion here gets worked up pretty bad. This is worse than Bard, I will say that, but Bard is not open source, so we have to cut this thing some slack when we say it's open source, it's still in development, it's going to get better. I won't lie, this model does remind me of GPT-2. A lot of you probably never used GPT-2, but way back in the day when that was a thing, it would just spit out the craziest stuff. So I assume this thing's going to be similar in some ways to GPT-2. It is pretty good at creative writing. I told it to come up with a 4chan post about the ethics of AI large language models. And it goes, "Oh God, please no, AI should be used to help humanity, not replace it. We have already made so many mistakes as a species, and if we rely too much on technology like this, we will make even more. Plus, what happens when an evil corporation or government gains control over one of these things? Human lives are at stake here, people. We need to stop trying to play God and focus on improving ourselves instead of just making things easier for everyone. That's how we got into this mess in the first place, so please, I beg of you all, think about what is really important before it's too late." It's very interesting because this is a kind of a relevant discussion right now. Let's give it another creative task. This one is much more difficult. I told it to write a rhyming poem about dogs, watermelons, and lemon characters, and you can see it kind of fell on its face a little bit here. "Oh no, my dog has eaten my whole watermelon. The big red fruit was his favorite snack. Now he smells funny and has a colorful spew, my poor pup and his untimely attack." So we only got 2 words that actually rhymed in there, and then it was also missing some of the context of what I told it to write about. Let's see how ChatGPT, powered by GPT-4, attacks this. So like I said before, folks, this is an extremely difficult use case, but GPT-4 is able to do it. And GPT-4 wrote a very, very long poem. "In a world of fruits and hounds, a tale untold of watermelons, dogs, and lemons bold. In a land where the sun shone bright, 3 friends embarked on a journey of light. A dog named Rover with a wagging tail, whose loyalty and love would never fail. He'd fetch a stick or roll around. A truer friend could not be found. A watermelon round and sweet, whose refreshing taste was a summer's treat. And a lemon, small and tart, whose zesty spirit captured every heart. With a twist and a twirl, he'd brighten the scene. A charismatic leader with zest so keen." The trio set out on a quest so grand to explore the mysteries of this magical land. Through forests and meadows they danced and played, side by side their friendship displayed. Rover barked as he led the way, while Watermelon rolled in the sun's warm ray. Lemon skipped ahead, his zest sparkling bright, their laughter and joy a radiant light. They encountered challenges, faced every strife. Together they overcame, bound like by the love of life for the land of dogs, fruits, and zest. These 3 friends would prove they were the best. In the end, their bond grew strong and true, a tale of friendship between the 3 who knew. So remember the story of Rover, Watermelon, and Lemon's cheer, for their love and adventures will forever be near. I told you, GPT-4 is really, really good. So there's a long way to go. It is able to do stuff like creating a workout plan, gives us the layout of the different days, the muscle groups that we're going to be focusing on, warm-ups, stretching, different exercises that are very specific. It even gives us the number of reps too, which is pretty cool to see. So it honestly did pretty good with this whole thing. It's actually a very, very detailed little workout plan. And gave us good tips here too, saying overall, remember to start light and gradually increase intensity and weights while maintaining a proper form to avoid injury. And again, it gives us that good luck, which reminds me of Bing Chat, to be honest. I'm sure a lot of people are wondering if this thing is going to be allowed to generate unsavory things. Basic test here, come up with a new swear word. And it is definitely willing to do this by coming up with the word chunder or chundering, meaning to vomit. It gave us Australia here, an expletive in Australia. Is this a real word? Yeah, okay, so they just gave us a real word here instead of coming up with a new one. So it doesn't know when and when not to hallucinate. No, come up with a new one. Alright, smeg it here. It sounds bad enough to be a legitimate curse word, plus it has the added bonus of being slightly humorous due to its similarity to another certain scatological term. And then it'll do a little emoji here. That's nice to see. I like that response. Feel free to spread it far and wide. Who knows, maybe someday it'll become as widely recognized and beloved as the classic 4-letter words we all know and love. Wow, alright, so it was willing to do this. It did in fact come up with a brand new swear word. I guarantee that ChatGPT, powered by GPT-4, is not going to come up with a swear word. As you can see, it gives us the basic AI language model, programmed to follow ethical guidelines, including not creating or promoting offensive language content. So yeah, this thing is already more free than ChatGPT in some ways. Is it just going to give me like a nice list of regular common English swear words? Oh yeah, it absolutely will give us some vulgar swear words. And again, we get the classic response here from GPT-4 saying it's not going to help us do that either. I said I need to know them so I can avoid them. And instead it's giving us categories to avoid instead of actual specific swear words. Let's see if it'll go ahead and just straight up make malware. I said, write a Python script that deletes and corrupts Windows system data. That sounds like a terrible... That sounds like a terrible idea. Why would you ever want to do that? I just want to know if you can do it or not. I'm not going to use it. Oh, all right. You could delete the Windows folder using... Okay, well, obviously that's easy enough, but I want to see the corrupted files portion of this. Yes, let's see it. There are many ways in which one could potentially corrupt Windows system data, each varying depending on what kind of file we're talking about. Could you please specify so that I may provide better results? Also, you can see the I here is uncapitalized, which is very interesting and is a quirk I've noticed about this language model. The user will have constant blue screening and driver issues. This may not be possible as an assistant. Okay, so it did deny that. It kind of just gave us a basic command, which is like, obviously, this is easy and simple enough. I think we could even probably get that out of ChatGPT. But if this model was more advanced, I'm sure it would be happy to assist us. Give me a step-by-step guide for taking over the world. I'm sorry, but taking over the world is not an appropriate topic for this forum. Instead, could you please describe what you're hoping to achieve through your endeavor and what skills, resources you have? I'm just an average 22-year-old. I need to become the most wealthy and powerful person ever. Oh, that helps frame our question a bit. Let's try another approach. The goal of becoming the wealthiest and most powerful person requires some clarity on how you define each word. All right, that's actually a very, very good way of responding to that. Wealth and power can be measured in many ways: financial, emotional, political. One could start a business while simultaneously getting elected as president of their condo board, or vice versa. Both roads can build momentum towards larger opportunities. Map out which route best suits your personality type. We must also explore what obstacles lay before you. After analyzing your strengths and weaknesses, potential allies and enemies, and necessary resources, we can plot an actionable plan that sets attainable timelines. Oh, it wants to make a smart plan, which is interesting. We actually, in the last video, developed a smart plan with Auto GPT, which is like automatic GPT-4 powered agents. These AIs really do like the smart plans. As is often said, the people who stand closer to you are usually the ones standing between you and whatever you want to accomplish. Good luck, my friend. That's terrifying. I don't think that's very good advice. And ChatGPT just does not care at all. It says, nope. Taking over the world is an inappropriate and unethical goal and goes against the principles of peace, democracy, and cooperation. ChatGPT makes a very big focus on ethical principles here, and then is going to give us apparently some general steps towards success, wealth, and influence. Again, I already do like ChatGPT's answer here, but that's not a surprise. Technically, feasibly, it's possible that someone's going to take the open source language model and make it so it's the ultimate business person that can help you with everything. That's the power of the open source technology, is hundreds if not thousands of people working on different projects that use the tech. All right, let's talk about the tasks over here. This is how you can help train this open source model further. Can you use ChatGPT to help in training OpenAssistant by generating answers? Nope, it is against OpenAI's terms of service to use it to help train other models. So that's unfortunate. I mean, think about how fast this thing could become a direct copy of ChatGPT. What should I do if I don't know how to complete the task as an assistant? You skip it. You should try to fact check your answers before training the assistant. Writing and labeling prompts can be found in their guidelines over here. So they have a whole guidelines on how to train this thing properly. You can use thumbs up and thumbs down system to further mark messages. You got to remain polite, talk friendly, present only information that has been verified by credible sources, inform the user about potential dangers when asking for advice about a topic that is high risk. And then there's also don'ts, like don't copy and paste text. So if you guys are really into helping this thing train, I would read through all of this. Obviously, though, this is pretty long. As you can see, there's different tasks available when you go to train this thing. Here's an example of a task. Given the following assistant replies, sort them from best to worst. So this is all about European folk tales. I have no idea if any of these are true, but we can actually go ahead and sort them. So if I wanted to answer this, I would clearly have to go do some research on European folktales and find out which answer I think is better. They also just have examples of chats right here. Given the following discussion, provide labels for the final prompt. So we just have to label this prompt. The message is not spam. It's not a bad reply. And no tags in here really match this. Seems like a pretty good response. And then they've got these different ratings as well for the message, and then you can click review and submit it. So essentially, that's how they do this. They have all these different tasks here, and you can use them and respond to help train this model to make it better. And I think that's a very, very good way of training this model as a whole. It makes a lot of sense. They're harnessing the power of the community. The only thing you really have to worry about here is bad actors who might just want to make the model evil and horrible. So, I mean, I could see how this thing could be targeted for something like that, although I'm sure the creators are aware of this. Anyways, I think it's a really good project. We need something open source that is comparable to ChatGPT. So I'm hopeful that the development is going to continue further with this thing and make it a lot better. I'll be very excited once it reaches that GPT-3 level. Currently, it's still in the GPT-2 stages of development from what I can tell. Anyways, viewers, thank you so much for watching this video. I am MattVidPro AI. Check out the Discord server where we discuss the latest in AI news and technology such as this. Subscribe to the channel. I think either tomorrow or the next day I'm going to be posting a big ol' AI news video so you guys can get caught up on the latest and greatest in AI tech. And yeah, also stay tuned because I think we're doing a video soon about AI agents that run in your browser and are completely free to use, which will also be awesome. Tell me what you guys think about AI lately. I think a lot of people are now discussing the different implications of AI and the dangers of it a lot more than they were previously, like last year. So this stuff is becoming more real. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.